What's going on, guys? Tanner back here bringing you another video, and what I got for you guys today is we're going to be discussing the topic of what BMT is like at Keesler Air Force Base if you are going to Keesler for basic training and then tech school to follow. Before we get into that video, I'd just like to say thank you to Colin Martz, who got me all of this information. He recently graduated from BMT at Keesler. I'm going to put his Instagram right here. Go give him a follow, show him some love for getting me this information. It took him a while to type it all out, and I really appreciate it because it helps me get you guys content, because getting information about Keesler BMT was a lot harder than you'd expect. And also, I'd just like to say thank you for all of the support on the channel. We are so close to 3,500 subscribers, and it looks like we're on pace to get to 4K before August 1st, but hopefully before my birthday on August 13th, so hopefully we can get there. And once again, thank you for the support. Without further ado, let's get right into today's topic of what BMT is like at Keesler Air Force Base in Biloxi, Mississippi. Alright guys, so I've got a bunch of stuff to reference, so this is going to be a longer video, so I hope you are ready to bear with me, but let's get right into it. So right when you get there, the first thing they're going to do is put you on ROM, which is restriction of movement, which they're doing at Keesler and at Lackland. So you're going to have that wherever you go. You're going to have your 2 weeks of restricted movement. All of your initial items are going to be issued to you on zero night, your OCPs, your backpack, everything you're going to need except for your blues. Those are going to come later, which obviously makes sense. You don't need them right now, and they have to get them tailored and things like that. But your uniforms and everything else are going to be issued to you right when you get there. On about the second or third day, you're going to get a COVID test, and it's not the swab that goes in your nostrils. They actually shot a solution up their noses, and he said it had a kind of a salty taste, and apparently that's the new test. I'm not sure how accurate it is, but that is what they're going to do for a COVID test. You're going to get it on about the second or third day while you're there. Right around the same time, they're going to do your blood and all of your other tests at the same time. So you're going to go and you're going to get your blood, your vision, dental checks, whatever it is. All of that stuff's going to come at the same time around the second or third day. Around the same time, you are going to start classes in 0 week. You have to remember that a lot of this restricted time, they're going to be pushing all your classes because you have a shorter time when you're actually in basic and you can move around. You have a lot of stuff to cover, so they're going to be pushing a lot of your classes almost immediately when you get there. Your first PT session is going to be the first Saturday that you are there. The first week you are there, you're immediately going to start PT. For a lot of people at Keesler, it's different for what they're doing at Lackland. I've been told at Lackland right now they are doing no PT for the first 2 weeks. So that's going to be a little bit of a differentiation of what's going on due to the fact that there will be PT in ROM and there will not be PT in ROM at Lackland. Now, when it comes to BX runs and food, what's going to happen is all of the food when you're there is going to be brought to you by a catering company. I'm not sure who it is or what it is. It sounds pretty damn bougie to me, but someone is going to be making the food and bringing it to you while you're in ROM. And also with your BX runs, anything that you need, you're going to make a list. You're going to hand it to someone. Someone else is going to go make your BX runs and bring it back to you. So you're physically not going to leave your restricted movement area, so your dorms at that time whatsoever. In the first week of training, they did a lot of marching movements and classes, and that's also when they first started EC duty. If you're unaware of what EC duty is, it's entry controller. That means someone's in charge of the dorm, and they have to stand post for 2 hours at a time, and they will guard the door and make sure that whoever comes in is allowed and not allowed. Usually at that time, no one's going to come in because it's late at night and MTIs are not supposed to be in there between the hours of like 10 and 4 a.m. or something like that. They're supposed to give you 6 hours of sleep. I'm not sure if they're following those same guidelines, but that's what you're going to be doing on EC. You're monitoring the door. When you're not in class, you're going to be doing a lot of drill from 1.5 to 2 hours a day. You're going to be doing a lot of that. Now, you're going to be doing the same thing pretty much at Lackland. When I was at Lackland, we did a lot of drill. And Saturdays were legit like all drill, like 6 to 8 hours of drill every Saturday, and it was really, really hot, but they don't have as much time to work with you on drill, so you're definitely going to need to get in check on that, but don't expect to know everything right away. They're going to jump on you because they want you to be perfect, but just try to learn the movements and don't overthink it. On the Saturday of week 1, the first Saturday of week 1, they took their initial PT test. Now, this is not a PT test to pass basic training. It's just to see where you are as an evaluation. They just want to see if you're really out of shape, somewhat out of shape, or if you're in shape. Now, this is going to give you a good idea of where you are when you're at basic, of how close you are to passing your test if you did not give yourself a practice test before going. And if your numbers are not sufficient at that time, please, please, please start doing your own PT in the dorms before bed or whenever you have free time. Do your push-ups and your sit-ups and your core exercises. Get that work in, because it's going to be a lot harder to do or to pass a PT test with these shortened BMT standards. During the second week, drill and classes were the same as usual, and also they were finally moved out of ROM in the second week around Wednesday, and they were able to eat their first meal at the Magnolia DFAC, which is in the Triangle, and they got to eat normal food just like every other person that's there. Around the second week is when things started to feel kind of like BMT. They started their processing for their CAT cards, they got fitted for their blues, and started doing the things that you're normally going to do at basic if COVID was not a factor. Any sort of paperwork issues that had to do with their paychecks or anything that had issue, the SGLI, all that stuff was taken care of in the second week, and then they started prepping for Beast. During this preparation for Beast, they were finally able to make their first BX run and pick up anything that they were going to need, an extra canteen, if they needed extra compression shorts, deodorant, whatever it may be, a new toothbrush. They were able to go at that time and pick it up from the BX, which they probably did not let them go to the main one. There's a little shopette that's next to the dorms for Keesler in the Triangle area, and it's, you know, it's a small shopette. It's not like the main one, which is like a store, like a Walmart. It's kind of like a corner store in a sense. Like this, they're like the size of a Dollar Tree. The Saturday of the second week is when they left for Beast, and they also did a PT test on the same day. So you're going to do an initial and a second week PT test within 7 days. So you're definitely going to be pushed to do your best. Hopefully you're in shape, because PT tests, they're not fun when you're out of shape. Trust me. I know a lot of people who have failed them, and watching them try to complete the run when they're not in shape, it's quite comical because they look like they're about to have a stroke. So Beast was a 2-week style Beast week, and the first one took place off base at a place called Camp Shelby, which is about an hour away from Keesler. So you get an hour-long bus ride, you get to see civilian life again on your way, and you're going to go to Camp Shelby for Beast week. You're going to live in open barracks, and you're going to be pretty much doing the same thing. The MTIs are obviously not going to let up. You're still at basic training, so everything pretty much stays the same. The only thing that's really different is the living conditions. Around this time, they were issued their first weapon, and they were also put into a lot of classes. You're going to go into a lot of SEER type style classes where you're going to watch videos. They're going to have you still doing the same kind of classes that you're going to be doing at basic because of the shortened time, so you still have to get all that curriculum in, and it's going to be a lot of that. Drill was still enforced at this time. They said drill was about 30 minutes every other day, just so you don't lose the basics, because a lot of people will just kind of push it out of their mind, and when they get back to basic, they're going to look like a bunch of doofs trying to march, and they don't know how again. Showering conditions sounded like they were about the same. Your dorm or your barracks, for us it was tents when I went through, are separate from where your latrine's going to be for your shower, so you're going to have to march over there or walk over there. It's the same thing if you're going to go to Beast when you're at Lackland. The latrines are going to be probably 50 yards from your tent, and the females go at one time, and then when they are all done, then the males can go, and the bathrooms are absolutely horrible. They're going to be muddy. They're going to be muggy, swampy. Like the air in there is so hot because of all the shower water, and there's really no ventilation for it except for the doors. So expect the showers to be absolutely horrible while you're there. One thing though is you finally get hot meals. While you're there, you're going to get them for breakfast and dinner, and then you're going to get a bagged lunch for lunch instead of an MRE. I'm not sure why they are not serving MREs. Since they are a sealed meal, I mean, it would make more sense than having someone else touching the food and giving it to you. I don't know, but that's how they're doing it. PT was still the same, but they did it on a very uncomfortable cement slab. So he recommended bringing a towel to put underneath you because the cement was all chipped up and rough. And when you're doing sit-ups, you're doing planks, you're really going to cut up your arms and things of that nature. There was no combatives and or gas chamber, but they're still going to show you some of the combative moves, and you're going to practice them on your own. And you're going to be doing a lot of mop drills and things of that nature, putting on your chem gear. So a lot of the things it sounds like at Keesler BMT are still the same, except for there's no hand-to-hand combat. Tuesday, they were finally able to go to Cadam and shoot at the firing range. And then the following day, they did a very large march where they carried a 150-pound jug of water as a unit up to about a halfway point. They drank all the water, and then they had to carry it back down the other side. So that sounds like it's a little more military style, like you wouldn't see at Air Force BMT, because we didn't do anything like that. We didn't even do like a ruck march. So that's pretty cool that they implemented that to make up for the lost stuff while you're at Beast Week. Run days were pretty cool, he said, because you ran as a flight, so it was very relaxed, and strength days were still the same. And then that Sunday, they returned back to Keesler and went back to normal BMT. During graduation week, your blues were finally given to you. They'd be fitted and everything of that nature, and you were ready to go for your graduation week. You may get to wear your blues on the Wednesday of graduation week, but it depends on how well and how quick the dry cleaners and tailors are at getting your blues ready to go, because it's not a lot of people to get, you know, however many trainees blues done in a timely fashion, because everything is happening so quick and in such short time frames. For him, the graduation week was very boring because it was the weekend of July 4th. So with that extended weekend, the MTIs weren't around, and they gave the dorm chiefs pretty much a guideline of what they wanted to get done and what should get done while they were gone. And if you slacked off, they really came back and just jumped your stuff about it. But they had about 30 minutes of graduation practice a day and then sat around. He said it really wasn't that intense. They didn't really do anything. It was just kind of like, hey, you're pretty much graduated. You know, we're going to spend our time with our families because it's the 4th of July weekend. Just don't get hurt, don't kill anyone, don't do anything stupid. I'll see you, you know, a couple times a day. That Thursday was the coin ceremony, and he said it only lasted about 15 minutes. If you saw the thumbnail, that was the beginning of a coin ceremony. It looked like there was only about 22 trainees in there. So it's not a lot of people, and that's why it's so quick. Graduation was finally that Friday morning, and the video that they took of the entire graduation was only 22 minutes. So it's a very in and out type of ceremony, and then they immediately send you to your tech school, which is gonna be probably like 35, 40 yards away, because all of the tech schools are in the same vicinity. They're all in what's called the triangle. If you look at it on a map, the entire area just makes up a triangle, and you're straight going to your dorms from there. He gave you a few tips as well. One of the main ones that I saw that he gave was please show up in shape. He said that 2 people from his flight actually washed back and then got kicked out because they were not in shape in time and failed the PT test twice, the final PT test twice. So they got discharged from basic training because they couldn't get in shape. So please, please, please show up in shape. I preach that in every one of my videos. Please just stop being lazy. One of the main tips that I gave that he also said was do not stress. It's not as hard as you think, and that's what I tell you guys all. I have videos on the channel about that, why you should not stress. It's not a big deal. It's going to be over before you know it, and honestly, it sounds a lot easier and more relaxed now than ever, so there's really nothing to stress about. He said to expect Beast to change because it constantly changed while they were there, so do not expect yours to be exactly like theirs, because with all the guidelines changing, things are going to always be moving. And that's with BMT in general right now. Do not expect, you know, this video to be exactly what it's like when you get there. I'm giving you information of what it's like at this moment. So as of July 22nd, this is what it is like. So when you get there, you know, in 3 weeks or whatever it may be, it could be different. This is just what it's like right now and what someone who graduated from experienced and saw actually happen. He also said just because it's at Keesler doesn't make it easier, which I 100% agree with. There's still MTIs, there's still basic training, and they're still going to jump your shit if you do stupid stuff. So just make sure you're on your P's and Q's and you're always aware of what is going on. He also said PT was really, really difficult when they did their PT days since there's not a lot of time. They really pushed you and they really jumped your stuff if you weren't on your P's and Q's. So when you get there, guys, it's a shorter BMT time period. Please just get your stuff done. Don't screw around, because they will kick you out if you're not ready to go and you're not doing stuff right now. 2 people in his flight alone, and they're not big flights, got discharged for PT failures. Please show up in shape. Please actually give a damn and try. You're there for a reason. You're there to make a difference. Do your best. But that's going to do all for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I hope it was informative. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Like I said, go give Colin a follow on Instagram. He did a great job getting me all this information. I really appreciate it, man. You're a real one for that. But that's all I got for you guys today. Please smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe if you're new, turn on the post notification bell to know when we post a video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, I love you all, stay safe, and have a great day.
I got a feeling you niggas don't like me. I'm talking vacation, this shit can get pricey. They know I'm the greatest, my nigga, that's Nike. I do it, just do it like Nike. Needed some help, she started twerking. She said that it's mine if I go put the work in. I secured the bag and I bought her a Birkin. No, I can't swim, so I drown in the ocean. This is the mask, I'm doing the most. They praying I fall, I'm killing they hopes. Looking at me like they seeing a ghost.